Alright, so I got a problem. Well, first of all, I'm not dead, clearly. It's been, only about 2 years or so. Don't know why I looked at my watch. There's nothing on there that indicates how long it's been since I made a video. It is fitting that the last video I made was called I'm Not Dead and then proceeded to never make another video. Also, I don't even. I'm using my phone right now, so quality's probably not great. Mostly because I don't even know if my camera, the batteries are charged, like the actual good quality camera. So, we'll figure it out from here. But yeah, so problem, it's not really a problem. It's not really like, oh my god, something bad. It's more of like a, how do I handle this type of problem? I should probably explain literally anything before I keep talking like I usually do. So I've been thinking recently about getting back to streaming. Stuff like that usually happens because, like, recently I've been watching more streamers, and I have a habit of when I'm watching videos and stuff and getting really into like certain niches on YouTube or whatever, it's like, hey, I want to do that. That's why I did cooking videos before, because I was watching other things where it's like cooking and random shit, and I was like, hey, let me do that and do bad, and then I stopped watching those videos and I stopped wanting to make those videos. But I've been watching more streams recently, and I have thought, hey, that seems like fun if I, don't take it too seriously. Not really not take it seriously, but, don't put too much pressure on it because, like, obviously I still have a job. I'm still working. And honestly, the second reason, not even just because I've been watching stuff, but just, like, I'm just bored. Like, in general, work has been kind of stagnant, so, like, it's fine, but, like, there's no stress, which is a good thing, but there's also no, like, nothing interesting. So outside of that, I just play video games, and I thought, hey, I could just stream video games instead. So anyway, my problem. Let me flip the camera around. How do I do that? Can I not do that while I'm recording? Does this phone not allow that? You piece of shit. Fine, I'll just start another video. Don't mind me. Don't worry about it. So anyway, whenever I was doing like Xbox gaming, I would just come here, do Xbox, Xbox would pop up. I would then go up here. There's a thing. I go to standby on, and then it would launch and it would go to my Xbox, and I'd play through here because it was easy to record. I can do it on my computer. Oh, fascinating. Anyway, if I'm going to be putting a little more focus on streaming, I'd like it to be HiSparks. I'd like it to be not as terrible of a setup, because even though this usually works fine, sometimes the quality's not the best. Like, the network just decides to, like, die. So I would love to get a capture card in, the PC that I built on a video, but it's fine. It works. It's still great. I do have, you can't see anything. It's just reflective. I do have another spot where I could put a capture card. Problem is, as you can see, and based on the fact that I'm, playing through my computer, my Xbox is not in this room. So what I've thought about, I do have my, like, Ethernet cable going to the thing. So I thought about, oh, wow, it's darkish out here. It's shitty outside, so light is not great right now. But yeah, I have the Ethernet cables running through, have one running all the way to my computer. There's the Xbox, not really coming up on the screen because it's just black. But yeah, there's the Xbox. And that's really the only one I care about. Like, these maybe would be nice. The N64, oh, it's not down there, it's up there. N64 and Wii. Switch, not really as concerned, because I could just get a dock and, hook one up in my room and just move the Switch. PS4, Xbox 360, don't really care about. But the Xbox Series X, it's a lot bulkier. It's a lot difficult to move. There's a lot of cords. I don't want to deal with that. So I was trying to figure out the best way to do this, and I was researching different ways to do like long-range HDMI to basically run HDMI to my room and then hook it up to the capture card in there. Problem is, long-range HDMI, not really a thing. If you get too long of an HDMI cable, the signal gets worse. There's wireless HDMI, which does seem to work pretty well, but it also has a lot of lag, and a lot of lag for video games, like input lag. Not the best. The other solution, which would probably be the best one, is something where I could plug the HDMI into something that turns it into like an Ethernet type thing, like a signal, and then it hooks into another one and turns back into HDMI. But I'm realizing there's a problem with that too. So initially my idea was plug something in that this plugs into, it runs with the Ethernet, all that goes back there and then goes back to my room. Yeah, that's the problem right there. If I'm in my room using a controller, how the signal get here? It gotta go through that wall. I don't think signal gonna go through that wall, get here, and be fine with no input lag, no disconnections, nothing. The reason it works right now is because I'm doing the streaming, so it just, the controller's connected to my PC. Ooh. So I can't really do that because I want to keep the Xbox out here because my TV's out here, and sometimes, want to have the Xbox connected to TV when I'm not streaming, not doing anything on the computer, but that doesn't work for streaming or recording or anything. That means I would need to either move this one or get an entirely second Xbox. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Microsoft raised the prices of Xboxes, and I don't really feel like spending $70 billion on a new one just to have two so I don't have to move this one. I suppose I might be overthinking this a bit. The Switch, I already said, if I want to play that, which, to be fair, I barely play it anyway, but part of the reason is because it's out here, and when I'm on the computer, I can't play it, whereas the Xbox, I can just launch up the app so I can play it. But the Switch, if I do want to play it and have it connected to a capture card, I was going to just get another dock and then connect it that way, because I feel like the dock, well, it's Nintendo. I was going to say I feel like the dock can't be that expensive, but it is Nintendo, so who the fuck knows? But why don't I do the same thing with the Xbox? Obviously, the Xbox doesn't have a dock, but I only need a power cord and an HDMI cable. HDMI cable's fine. I expected to have to buy HDMI cables for this whole project anyway. Buying a replacement power cable. I don't even think the Xbox Series X even has one of those bricks. Like a lot of the other consoles where it's the power cord into a brick that does whatever amp conversion or whatever and then goes into the wall. I don't even think it has one of those. I think it's a pretty just standard-ass power cord. So that really shouldn't be that bad. I mean, I would still have to lug the Xbox from here to my room, but I wouldn't have to deal with the cables. I was thinking about the cables mostly. I wouldn't want to have to reach behind my TV, unplug the power cord and everything, and do all that. But I don't think I'll have to. Okay. Think we have a path forward. So, first things first, I need the capture card or else this entire thing is completely pointless discussion. Second, I need power cable, HDMI cable for the Xbox. Third, optional, is to get a dock for the Switch, which would also mean I would need a HDMI switch for my room. I would also need a splitter out here, is the other thing. No, what am I talking about? I wouldn't need a splitter because I'm not splitting the cables. I'm still thinking the old way where it's I would need a splitter out here. So yeah, I would need so much equipment to do the way I was originally thinking. That wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, but in my room I would need a Switch, at least, so that I could switch between Xbox and the Switch. Like, I would need an HDMI switch. There's too many switches going on. Fourth, which isn't as optional, well, it's still optional, but probably useful, is to get a splitter for Ethernet, which I assume there's one. I assume that's a thing that happens. But get a splitter for Ethernet so I can plug it half into my computer, half into the Xbox, so that it's still hardwired. Because I'd rather have it hardwired than do Wi-Fi, although to be fair, I barely play online games anyway, so that's not as big of a deal. But yeah, okay, this video was actually helpful. I was just doing this video as kind of like a, hey, if I do actually go through with this and decide to stream, I could post this first and be like, hey, guess what, I'm coming by your stream, ba-ba-doo-ba-doo. You know how I usually talk. Actually talking it out loud made me realize I'm an idiot, and hopefully made me be less of an idiot. See, part of the problem is I'm a programmer. I do software. I'm good with software. I know enough hardware to be dangerous. I built my computer. Fucking hated it, but I built it. In general, I'm not a hardware guy, and I'm definitely not an AV guy, so I know enough to be dangerous, know about, like, all the HDMI splitters, HDMI switches, all that bullshit, but I definitely don't know the best way to do things. So I think I was just overthinking it, because, yeah, the Xbox has to be in whatever room I'm playing it. So I would either need to get a second Xbox or just a second set of cords so I can lug the Xbox back and forth and plug it in easier. Anyway, got a path forward, I think. Maybe. So I gotta buy the stuff. I also gotta double check. I think I did double check, but I need to double, triple, quadruple check that my computer even has the space for another, for a capture card. I'm almost positive it does, because I think it goes in the same, like, PCI slot as a graphics card does. But I think I have 3 PCI slots, and one of the open ones is blocked by my graphics card, because the fucking NVIDIA graphics cards are fucking massive. But I think there's still one open. I gotta check that first. Because I would much rather have an internal capture card than go back to using a shitty, like, external Elgato or the AverMedia one I use that's just half the time they never seem to work and you have to, like, reboot them and everything. Everything I've heard is internal capture cards are way better quality. Oh, I do also need an HDMI splitter. I do need a splitter, but not for out here. I need one for in there, so I can put HDMI both to the capture card and to one of my monitors, because one of my monitors does have an HDMI port, but from what I did read, capture cards do have some lag, and I would much rather have it direct to HDMI rather than just loading up the video through the capture card and playing through that. That seems like that would be not ideal. But alright, I'm gonna stop rambling. Mostly because the way I'm laying on the floor is not comfortable. I'm too old for this. I know I'm only 33, but, like, I'm also out of shape, so I don't know if... I don't think being out of shape really affects my ribs hurting from laying on the floor, but it's not comfortable. Alright, bye. Alright, so I actually broke out the camera. I don't have the tripod anymore. I don't know if I got rid of it or just don't know where it is, because I've moved twice since last time I've used the camera, so you're just kind of sitting on the ground right now. So got the thing, got an AverMedia one, mostly because that's what was recommended, and there's really only 2 options, AverMedia or Elgato, and everyone has pretty much said Elgato is kind of shit, or at least they're fine sometimes, but then they have a lot of problems, and yeah, pretty much AverMedia is what everyone suggested. There's also
Blackmagic, but they're more for broadcast. It seems like they don't. There's only like one that has HDMI connections, and it was like $600. Yeah, no, I'm good. Also, I don't need the splitter like I thought I would because this just has an HDMI out. You can't see that. It just has an HDMI out, so it has pass through with no input lag. So yeah, that's good because that's less things I needed to buy. So the problem is my computer's off, but computer's back there, behind all the monitors, behind the drawing pad. I can move some of them out of the way. The correct way to do it would be to unhook the computer and put it down on the ground and do it there. But I ain't doing that because that's too much work just to plug this into a slot that is very much out in the open. Instead, I'm just gonna kind of try to reach back there. Hope I don't break the glass. Hope I can get this in without problems. We'll see. Once it's in, though, it should be fine. There's just 2 HDMIs, and that's pretty much it. I might need to do drivers, but we'll see. All right. Let's unscrew. Wow, this is fucking dusty. I need to get more canned air because this is not in good shape up here. I'm glad the camera's all the way down here, so you can't see my shame up here. Oh, don't lose the screw. Okay. That would be bad. That's how I put the thing on the thing. I don't want to thing the thing, and let's get out of here. Wow. Now that I moved that out of the way, I can see the inside, and the inside's not any better. Yeah, I really should clean this a lot more. It was funny because the front of my computer has fans on it, and I have never cleaned them because they're kind of behind glass. They're like there's like a side vent, but the fans themselves are behind glass, so I never think about them. And then the one time I looked, and yeah, I couldn't see the LED lights, and it was because there was just a layer of dust in there. So I cleaned that off because that was bad. Glass off. Did not break it. Well, it's still early. I can still break it. Okay, now first of all, you can kind of see my shame there. Yeah, that's pretty dusty. I need to plug it in. So under there, you can see there's 2 slots. One is kind of blocked by that beast. Not using that slot. So we'll use the one below. Oh, I need to take off the back part. How do? Oh. There's just screws there. Do I need a screwdriver? I need a fucking screw. God damn. It's gonna be a little bit of a tight fit. I actually don't know if it's gonna fit because of the bracket for the fucking graphics card. God damn NVIDIA being a pain in the ass. Oh no, it's fine because I can get the thing off and then stick it next to or like behind the bracket. I just wish I could get this out of the way more so I could actually see what I'm doing. Because that would be great. Oh my god. Can't fucking get this. Oh. Doesn't help that I'm at like an awful goddamn angle. God damn, I can't turn this screw even a little. God. Is that turning or is it just like spinning? I think it's just spinning. Yeah, it's just spinning. Shit. Alright, got myself some pliers. I don't think it's gonna help. Well, we'll see. Nah, I get even less grip on it with that than the screwdriver. Problem is, I unscrewed the screw below it, and that's fine. This one, for whatever, is just so hard in there, and I think I stripped it enough with the screwdriver that I can't get a grip anymore. And that's not good. Oh my god, finally. I had to use a flathead. I finally got the screw to turn. And even now, it's still so goddamn in there. Holy shit. Okay. That's in there. Screw it back in. And then close it up. Make sure I can find it, because that's probably the big thing. Alright. That's in there. Put the thing back on, turn on the computer. Let's turn it on now. It's lighting up. It's lighting up. You can actually see it. It's not really coming in clear, but that right there where the screwdriver's pointing to, that's the AverMedia thing. Let's just make sure it's detected. Yes. So, I don't know if it works, actually, because nothing's actually plugged in to it. But right there, if I try to stream in Discord, oh right, I have autofocus off because it makes too much noise. Right there. It's there. Right next to webcam. Alright, so I'm going to hook everything else up, make sure any drivers are up to date, and I'll probably tomorrow record the ending to this video because I realize OBS and shit are not actually, like, installed because I had to reinstall Windows, like, a year or two ago. So I need to do all that and make sure that works, and then I can actually test this and then figure out when exactly I'm streaming and all that. So yeah, I'll be right back after I do all that.
All right, 3 days, 3 different cameras completely. I do also have a mic. I have, it's not even, well, it's the same brand, same style that I was using before, but I had to get a new one because my other one broke. And I actually got this just for personal use, just so that it sounded good over like Discord and shit. And because the mic on my headset was starting to go. But as you can see, I got it. This is through the capture card. The thing is a thing. You know what I mean. The Xbox plugged in. I did forget one thing and then ran into one issue that I didn't know was going to be an issue. The thing I forgot was that I needed a Ethernet switch for the network because the Xbox really did not like the Wi-Fi. I mean, it was fine. Really, it was only a problem when I was trying to connect the old way, going through the Xbox app and streaming that way. It really was bad quality. And the reason I was doing that originally was because when I was playing, after I set everything up, had the Xbox here, couldn't hear any audio. So, yeah, because I apparently didn't think that was going to be an issue. So, yeah, the capture card has the pass-through for HDMI, which is fine, works, great. Got that to my middle monitor, which has an extra HDMI port in the back that wasn't in use, so it worked perfect. I could see everything, couldn't hear anything. And the reason I couldn't hear anything is because where the fuck was the audio going? The monitor doesn't have speakers. It does have audio control. It does have a headphone jack in the back, which is good because I needed to basically get a 3.5 millimeter cord, plug it into the back of the monitor, plug it into the line in on the back of my PC, and then have it essentially set to monitor the audio on the desktop, like have it like just using the Windows like monitor this recording device kind of thing. Pain in the ass, but luckily it works. Luckily I didn't run, like if I had a monitor that didn't have audio, I would have been fucked. I would have had to figure out how to deal with that, but luckily I do have one, and the solution was just getting another cable. But yeah, everything works. I can play games with no lag, and actually looking at the video capture, it doesn't look like there's much input lag anyway. So like, even if I didn't have the pass-through, it'd be playable. There's some games like maybe it wouldn't be great, but yeah, that's actually really not bad. I know I did see some people saying like that there would be input lag, but which is why I wanted to pass through, but like it's really not bad unless I'm doing like something very precise, and like I'm not good in general, so any precise movements are not going to happen. But yeah, this is a little bit of pain in the ass. Required a lot of new cords. I was going to say equipment, but really equipment, it's just like an HDMI switch, which I don't even really need now. I'll only need if I move like my Nintendo Switch in here, which I might. I've been feeling like playing some of those games, and I always forget that it even exists because it's in the living room and I'm always here, and the only thing I could play even before now connected to my PC was the Xbox through that streaming thing. So every other console might as well be dead to me. It's not like my old apartment where I was sitting with the TV right there, and, you know, if I wanted to play N64, I just turn and play N64 or Wii or I was gonna say PlayStation 4 actually, but like now that I think about it, I don't really have any games on PS4 that I really care to play because I don't really care about the exclusives on PlayStation or Xbox, to be honest. But HDMI switch, the Ethernet switch, and then the capture card. Almost forgot about that piece of equipment, but that was really it. Most of it was just cords, and more cords. But yeah, now I am all set up if I want to stream again. Well, all set up is questionable. I need to go through OBS and make sure all of that stuff's set up. I would need to go through Twitch and make sure all that stuff's set up, because I'm sure they added a lot of new settings and stuff. I mean, probably less for me because I've never been partnered or affiliated, so like there's probably less because I'm sure a lot of that has to do with monetization shit that doesn't apply to me. But yeah, I don't know exactly when I'll stream. I am off the entire week of Thanksgiving, so probably then. Maybe I could aim for that Sunday. I was thinking aiming for that Sunday. It really depends on how oh fuck, I was gonna say how long it takes me to edit this video, and then I realized I need editing software now. Do I want to just do Filmora, or is there better editing software? There is better editing software, and I think all my settings for Filmora were not on my account. They were on my PC, and I reinstalled Windows, so I lost all that. So it might be smart to try just using a new editing software now. I don't know. I'll figure that out. That's for future me. I also need to figure out this, because I went full screen on the camera and there's black bars, but my camera absolutely does widescreen. So that's an OBS thing. I'll need to figure that out. But yeah, not sure exactly what the first stream will be. I was thinking I would maybe get some use out of this thing, my drawing tablet that I bought like 3 years ago now, that has basically just been a fourth monitor rather than anything actually useful. But I figured I would maybe get some use out of it, make some like stream overlay shit, just have like a chill sort of art stream. Not that I'm good at art, but like I could make something, because if I'm gonna stream, I'd rather have some form of stream overlay as opposed to just going fucking naked streaming. Yeah, that works. I also need to set up like stream elements or something like that, but maybe that'll be the first stream. First stream will be just like a chill, let's set up the stream. If not, it'll definitely be some sort of chill game. Like, I'm not gonna jump in anything I really need to pay attention to for the first time streaming in, or doing anything in I'm still not wearing a watch, like 2 years or so, whenever I did the I'm Not Dead video. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna go. I'm yawning a lot. I probably should have taken a nap, but I'm just gonna not do that, and I'm gonna play video games instead. So, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Yeah. Hey, what up? It's your boy. Back for the fourth time this video, still only 3 different cameras. So, thinking about it a lot more. Pretty sure I'm not going to do art stream on Sunday like I was thinking. Still, I'm going to stream on Sunday. But I figured any overlays or whatever, they're gonna be simple enough. I don't know. I just don't feel like doing that on stream because, one, I don't think it's gonna take a lot of time, so I would end up playing some games anyway, and I would rather just start off playing a game instead of switching between them, especially for the first stream back. Just make it easier. Maybe in the future, like, I'll do some sort of art stream, but like when my art skills are actually exist, because like I do really need to practice art. There's a lot of things I need to do that I just haven't, because I usually end up playing video games anyway. But yeah, I think I'm going to play Erenshore, I think is how it's pronounced. Basically, if you haven't seen anything about the game, it's a single player MMO like is the best way to describe it. Basically, it's a single player game that tries to mimic an MMO. It's kind of hard to explain. You kind of need to look it up and see it for yourself, or just watch me stream it. But it's one of those games I've been looking at for a while, and I own it. I bought it, and I just have yet to play it. So I'll probably do that. I do have some other ideas for streaming. Obviously, I will try to finish Burnout Paradise. I hate that I just said that, because now I'm probably committed to it, but it'll be a little easier on stream, because part of the problem with streaming a game like Burnout Paradise is like there's nothing really to talk about with the game, because it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. So it might be easier on stream, where it's like, you know, it's less expected to just keep talking and not let any silence happen. I've also been looking into some randomizers, and I have some ideas with that that I would want to play. And then the last thing is, part of me, like I said, I started getting into watching streams. Really, it's part of me started also getting into watching speed runs, and I would like to try to learn a speed run at least. I would not expect me to be like, you know, world record pace for any of them, but if I could get like top 50 or something, you know, maybe I'd be happy. It's apparently just how I work. I start watching something and then it's like, I want to do that. That's where I did the cooking videos. I was watching some random like cooking videos, and it's like, you know what? I want to do that, and I did cooking videos. And then there's probably other things that I could point to where it's like, I saw this, I got really into watching it on YouTube, and I just decided, hey, that would be fun to do. So yeah, plan is Sunday. As of right now, I think time would be like 4-ish to start, 4 to 7 or 4 to 8. I don't know. It depends how long I stream and how into the game I get. But hopefully this video comes out like a decent amount of time before that, so like people are aware. Let's be honest. I know me. It's probably gonna come out like Saturday. Hopefully it comes out Saturday and not like Sunday morning. It's like, hey, by the way, today stream. But yeah, Sunday, November 23rd. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know why I looked at my watch and like figured out the day from there. I'm literally sitting at a computer. I could have clicked on the date thing and then, oh, calendar pops up. What a shock. So yeah, November 23rd, 4 o'clock. That's the plan at least. We'll see if I stick to that. Twitch.tv/PGDS328. We'll see if I have overlays by then, because I said how I was going to do it off stream, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll just have some like default overlays instead of anything I made. We'll see. There'll be something. But yeah, I'm going to go do not this. Bye.